Our lesson today about the line segment and the distance. So the distance between any 2 points lies on the line segment. So suppose that we have PM equals, as we said, equals 5 and MQ equals 3. So to find the length of PQ, we can say that it's equals 8 centimeter. Just we add the two small parts. If you want to find the length of the largest part, you need to add only the two small parts. So suppose that we have PQ equals 10. I will change the length now. And when I say PQ equals 10, and this part equals 8, what is the length of MQ?
2.
2.
2, yes.
So to find, so to find one of the small parts, you need to subtract the largest part minus the small part. So that is defined by the distance between any 2 points on the line segment. The sum of the two small parts, the result would be the whole part of the line segment. If you need to find one of the small parts, you need to subtract the whole part minus the other small part. So we need to find the measure of each of the following. By the way, the figure is not drawn to scale. Even for the SAT, you will find that the figure, and you will find that the figure not drawn to scale. It means the length which is written on the line segment or the sides is not correct. It's not the accurate length. So we need to find the length of EG. How we can find it?
Mister, can you explain again? I just came right now. Sorry.
So no problem. Just listen to number 1 and you will understand the idea for this one.
Okay.
How we can solve? How we can find EG?
You add those two numbers.
If you need to find the length of EG, you just add the two small parts. We have the first part, which is 2 and 3 over 4 inches, and the second part, which is 2 and 3 over 4 inches. So to find the length of all of the whole part, it will be 2 and 3 over 4 plus 2 and 3 over 4. Without using calculator, please, what is the answer for this one?
It will be
7 over 5, 2 over 4. 5, 1 over 2.
5 and 2 over 4, which equals 5 and 1 over 2 inches. Okay. So what is the difference? There is another point here. What is the difference between AB by this way and AB, 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 and AB? What is the difference between them?
Sir, can I answer?
Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5.
Mister, I'm not sure about the. I think the first one is just like a label for a line.
Just
the second one.
Sorry.
The first one will like be the label, like AB. I think the second one is a line segment.
That's line segment.
Yes.
The third one.
The third one is a. One side is to the point, and the other side is infinite.
So what is the meaning of this one?
I don't know what to call it, but I just know what it is. Like
okay. So I need the name.
One side's point.
So I need the name. What is the name of this one?
And Mr. Number 5 is a line.
Yeah, number 5.
Straight line or line? Straight line.
What do you call it? One-sided line?
For number 3 and number 4, both of them defined as ray.
Ray.
Yeah.
Okay, that's ray and that's ray. But what is the difference between them? Then we can go back to the number 1.
Mr. One is the left direction, and one is on the right.
One is going to positive and negative. The right one is the down one is going to negative.
No, the first one start from A and move in direction of
B.
But the second one start from
B
and move in direction of
A.
You understand the difference between them?
Yes.
So that is the starting point. A here will be the starting point, and B here will be the starting point. That is the difference between them. But the last one that we have, AB, without any line above the two letters that we have, it means the length of the line segment.
Yes.
The length of a line segment. So when you need to define the length of the line segment, you have to write AB by this way. But if you need to say the line segment AB, that is the second number 2. If you want to say the line segment, number 2. If you want to say the ray, number 3. And number 3 and number 4, but you have to choose which one is starting point and the direction, because there is no end point. And the number 5 for the straight line. So when I say AG by this way, AG by this way, it's mean I need to find this one. It's mean find the length
of the line segment
of a line segment EG. You understand this one? And instead of writing the length of the line segment EG, we just write EG without any line. So we need to find AB. How we can find AB? AB is the whole part or the small part? AB
is the small part. So Mr. You subtract 13.2.
So to find AB, it will be 13.2 minus 5.8. So what is the answer for this one?
7.4.
It will be 7.4. Any problem for this one?
No.
Okay. So number 3, if you have any problem, you can repeat it, no problem. Zaki, you understand now what is the idea for the lesson?
Yeah.
Did you get the idea? Okay.
Mr. In question number 1, if it's in the straight line, we add, and if it's
No.
Then?
Leave the straight line now. What is required in the first one?
EG.
EG, which is this part. It's mean you need the largest part or the small parts. You have EF and FG. It's mean you have the 2 small parts, and you need to find the length of the whole part. So if you have the 2 parts and you need to find the whole part, you add. But for number 2, you have the length of AB. The length of AB, all of AB, and addition, and BC, and you need to find the other small parts. You understand the idea for this one? So number 3, how we find it?
You add
Zaki.
8.4 plus.
So the length of JL, Zaki, huh? So it will be
8.4.
8.4 plus
plus 3.9.
3.9, which equals?
Which is equal to...
Without using calculator, please. Without using...
I'm not using 12. I'm not using calculator.
So just give me the...
I think 12.2.
Mister, we cannot use the calculator at all.
I don't need to use... If there is a required to use a calculator, I will ask you to use it. But because you have section 3 without using calculator, so I have to solve without using. So again, please, Zaki?
Yeah, 12.2.
12.2, yes. And you have to write...
This is 0.3, Mister. 0.3.
What?
0.3, sorry.
Yeah.
0.3. Okay. And QR, how we find it? Without using calculator also?
Yeah, we minus it.
We minus, so it will be 13 and 3 over 4 minus 6 and 5 over 8. How we subtract this one?
We need to make the denominators the same.
We need to make the denominator the same. So look at 4
and
make it 8. So this one will be 6 and this one also will be 8. So the new fraction now will be 13 and 6 over 8. So at the first subtract the fraction, then subtract the whole number. Because the first fraction is the small, you will borrow
1 over 8.
1 over 8. And 13 minus, 7. So it will be 7. So suppose the inch now is feet. So if the question is 13 and 5 over 8 minus 6 and 6 over 8, how are you going to subtract this one? Without using calculator. If the question in section 3, and
it will be -1.
Minus 1.
No.
Minus 1 from the
you can subtract. When I ask you to subtract 23 minus, make it 53 minus 18. How you subtract this one? You say 3 minus 5.
18.
Just a minute. You say 3 minus 8 equals -5?
No. We carry.
You make 3 into 13 and subtract 1.
So it will be 4 and this one will be 13. This will be the same. You have a fraction. This fraction, the first one, is smaller than 6 over 8. So you need to borrow 1. So this one will be 12. And the one that you will borrow, it will be?
13 over 8.
No, 13. How 13?
What?
How 13? Because the denominator is 8. So just add 8 to 15, it will be 13. So the new equation now, or the new question that we have, 12 and 13 over 8 minus 6 and 6 over 8. So the answer now would be 6 and 7 over 8.
8.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
You understand this one? Okay.
Yes.
So look at this one now. I give you the question without any graph, and I need you to solve it. For this one, we need to find the value of A and the value of xy. Please carefully read the question. Try to find which one is required to solve it. If y lies between x and z, so to start solving, we just draw a line, and we say that we have y is lies between. That's y. We have a point here. It's called y. Is lies between the point x and z, where xy, this part is given as 3a.
3a.
And xz, all of this part is equal
5a
minus 4. All of this part. And yz equals to 14. How we can solve this one? How we can solve this one?
Mister, you put wait.
First we add.
It will be Mr. XZ. Mr.
Just a minute, one by one.
Mr. It will be XZ equals XZ equals XY plus YZ.
As we know that the largest part equal the sum of the two small parts. So it would be XZ is equals XY plus YZ. Then by using substitution, then 5a minus 4 is equals 3a plus 14. Then by subtracting 3a, and we have negative 4, so by adding 4, so the new equation now 5a minus 3a equals 2a. And 14 plus 4 equals
answer will be 9.
18. So divided by 2, divided by 2,
9.
that's mean
8.
now we
A
have
equals to 9.
A equals 9. A is equals 9. Now we finish?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Again, I said read the question carefully.
XY.
Find what is required.
Okay.
We need to find A. Number 2, we need to find XY. So to find, that is the first required, the second required, which is XY. What is the value of XY? Which is 3 times A. A, which is 9. So it will be 27. Okay. You understand the point for this one?
Yes.
Is it clear? Okay. So we need to find the value of x. Find x, that's the required number 1. And BC, that's the required number 2. If B lies between A and C. So just we draw the line segment. We have A, B, BAC, and we have B is lies between them. So it would be AC equals 4x minus 12.
4x minus 12.
Okay, that's the length of AC, all of AC.
AB is none.
Okay. And AB equals x, BC equals, this part is 2x plus 3. So how we can solve it?
Which will be Mr. AC.
AC is equals
AB plus
BC plus BC without using calculator, please. So 4x minus 12 is equals
x
plus 2x over 2x plus 3. Now we have x shift x to the other side, that would be 3x. So that would be 3x. 3x shifted to the other side by subtracting 3x.
Would be x.
And that's by adding 12. It's mean
x
is equal
to 15.
15. That is the required number 1. Now we need to solve the required number 2.
B.
How to solve it? We need to find BC. So BC, which equals 2 times 15 plus 3, which equals
33.
You understand this one? Is it clear? Okay.
Yes.
Now about the congruent line segment. When we can say that the two line segments are congruent. Two line segments are congruent if they are equal in length. So if you remember what we say about if we need to compare between the length, so we can say that the line segment, the length of the line segment AB by this way is equals the line segment CD. Then what we will find? We will find that the line segment AB is congruent to the line segment CD. You understand the difference between the two mathematical words that we have, the two mathematical expressions?
No, sorry, again.
Again, for this one. The first one, when I want to say the two line segments are equal, it must be written by this way. When I want to say the two line segments are congruent, it must be written by this way. For the first one, there is no line, there is no sign for the line.
The length.
No sign. It means the length of the line segment equal the length of the line segment. But when I say that, what will happen when the two line segments are equal in length? They will be congruent. So if you want to express the word congruent, it means AB is the congruent it has with a line segment. The line segment AB is congruent to the line segment CD. You can't say the length is congruent to the length. No, the length is equal to the length. You got the idea for this one? Length is equal to the length. Line segment is congruent to the line segment. You understand the difference between them?
Yes.
Okay. So how we can find the distance between any 2 points? If you have any 2 points on the line segment, you can measure it by using ruler. But now if you have 2 points on the number line, how we can find it? So suppose that we have a point x1 and x2. To find the length of PQ, it will be equals the absolute value of x2 minus x1. Or it could be x1 minus x2. What is the difference between them? Because you have absolute value. What is the meaning of the absolute value? The distance from zero. The distance from 0 to a number. It means the number must be positive. So when you say that 5 minus 3 is not equals 3 minus 5. But if you write 5 minus 3 inside the absolute value, it will be equals the absolute value of 3 minus 5. You understand the difference? So it doesn't matter where you start. Just put inside the absolute value and you will find the same answer.
Yes.
Okay, so we need to use the number line to find the length of BE. Use the number line to find. Where is B?
Okay.
B is negative 6. And E is 2. So to find the length of BE,
put absolute.
It will be equal to the absolute value of
Negative 6.
Negative 6 minus 2, which equals the absolute value of negative 8, which equals 8. Or you can write it as BE equals 2 minus negative 6, it will be plus 6. When you say minus negative 6, it means plus 6.
Plus 6.
Understand it? So 2 plus 6 equals the absolute value of 8, which equals 8. You find the same answer. So it doesn't matter you start from B or from E, but the most important write inside the absolute value. You get the idea for this one?
Yes.
Okay. So we need to find AD. To find AD.
A is 9.
A is negative 7.
A is negative 7. Right
and D
here,
is negative
and
2.
D is negative 2. So to find AD, it will be equals
the absolute value of negative 7.
Negative 7
plus 2.
Minus negative 2, which is plus 2. So it will be the absolute value of negative 5, which equals 5 units.
Yes.
Okay. Determine whether CA and ED are congruent or not. When we can say that the two line segments are congruent?
It's when they when
they have the same measure.
When they have the same length. If they are equal in length, then they are congruent. So we need to find the length of CA. We know that C, which equals negative 4, and A, which equals negative 7. And just put the numbers here to be clear, then we can solve it. E, which equals 2, and D, which equals negative 2. So now we can find the length of CA. How we find it? The absolute value of negative 4 minus negative 7, which is plus 7. So it will be equal 3. And now we can say ED, which equals the absolute value of 2 minus negative 2, which is plus 2. So it will be 4.
They're not congruent.
Because we have, since we have CA is not equals to ED, then they are not congruent.
Yes.
If it was 4 and 4 was congruent, right?
If they are equal in length, whatever the length, they are congruent. If they are not equal in length, they are not congruent. We need to find CF and AE. C, which is negative 4, and F, which is 5. Negative 4 and 5. AE, which is negative 7 and 2. Negative 7 and 2. So how we solve this one?
Be the absolute value of absolute value of
F will be the absolute value of negative
Negative
4
4
minus 5, which equals
is equal to
ne-
negative 9.
positive 9. The length must be anything measurable must be positive value. Anything
Yes.
measurable, okay? And AE is equal
minus
Absolute
7
negative
So the
7
minus
-7
7
minus
plus
2.
minus 2.
is the same.
next 9.
It's congruent.
Since
They
we
are
have
congruent.
we have CF is equals to just a minute to read
AE.
AE.
AE, then
The line segment.
the line segment
They are congruent. The line segment of CF
CF is congruent to
to
AE.
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 Any problem for this one?
No.
Nope. Nope.
Now suppose that we have a point and coordinate plane, not on the number line. To find the length of a line segment, it will be x2 minus x1 all to the power 2 plus y2 minus y1 all to the power 2, all of that under the square root. You could
So we took this in grade 8, right?
in grade 8, yes. Just we revised. I said we revised, collect all of the information because this one is not the main course. Just in chapter 1, I said I will revise all what we know in grade 6, 7, and 8. Then we will use it to our course.
Okay.
That's what we use.
Yes.
This is the basic, right?
That is the basic, yes. Because if you miss anything, you can collect it. You can find it. So from where we find this formula? How we can find this formula?
You get an order pair.
Yeah.
You remember the Pythagorean?
Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
Yes.
So suppose that we
A
have
square plus
square.
B square.
so suppose that we have a right angle triangle by this way, and that's A, and that's B, and that's C.
Let's see.
To find it would be C squared equals
A square.
A
A
squared plus
plus B
B
square.
square.
B square.
You got the idea for this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if you need to find C, you just say the square root of A bar 2
A
plus
square
B bar
plus
2.
B square.
So
Yes.
this point is this line is a vertical line. Suppose that we have B and here we have O. This point. So O lies in the same horizontal line. So the value of Y will be the same. The height is the same.
Yes.
Is it right?
Yes.
If this
Yeah.
point is 5 and 2. So whatever the value of this point, suppose that point is 10, it will be also 10 and 2.
Mhm.
You got the idea?
Yeah.
10 and 2
Yeah.
because it's the
I
same
remember.
height. It's the same height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to find the length of the line which is parallel to x, we just subtract the x's. You just subtract the x's to find. So to find this one, it will
Yeah. Okay.
be x2
10
minus
minus
x1.
10
To find
minus 4.
8 will be x2 minus x1.
Excellent.
And to
Yes.
find any vertical line, you just subtract the y's. So this one will be y2 minus
Y2
y1.
Minus Y1.
It's mean, and instead of A, I will replace it with x2 minus x1.
One.
And instead of B, I will replace it with y2 minus
Y2 minus
Y1.
Y1.
That's
Y1.
square
Oh.
because we say A squared plus B squared. That's from
B
where
squared.
that we find the formula of the distance. You understand how we can find it?
Yes.
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 So now we need to find the distance between any 2 points. It doesn't
Yes,
matter
we
if
can
you
use the
start.
we can use the calculator now,
I
right?
need you to, without using calculator, please, for this part.
Okay.
As much as possible, because if you can solve it without using, you can use the calculator because you just put the numbers and find the answer. So we need to
Yes.
solve without using it as much as possible.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter you start from which one, x1 and x2, but the main point, if this point is x1, so this one will be y1.
Y1.
That's x2, this one must be y2.
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 You understand it? You can say
Yes.
this one is x1 and this one is y2. This one
Y2.
must be y1. That is
Yes.
the main point. So
Okay.
to find the length of CD, it will be equals the square root
Square
of
root
Root of
5
5
5
parentheses
minus
parentheses
negative
5
4, which is
minus
plus 4,
plus 4
all
plus
to the power 2
square
plus
plus minus 1
negative 1 plus
Negative
6
1
all to the
and
power 2.
plus
yes.
So it will
yes.
be 5 and 4
No.
equals 9 to the
No.
power 2 equals 81 plus
No.
negative 1 and
5
6 equals 5 power 2 equals
25.
25
25.
under the square root. So this one would be 106 root 106.
Yes.
There is no root for 106. Leave it as it is without any change.
So
You get the idea for this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So who can solve? Hamad, can you solve this one with me? Number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, solve number 3 with me.
So 8. You first you make the square root, and then parentheses, and then 8 minus plus
minus
5.
negative 5, it will be plus 5, so it will be
Yes.
to the power 2.
And then square root
plus
plus minus 4,
yes,
negative 4,
minus 6.
6 and square. Yeah, minus
It will
6
be
and
equals
square.
the square roots. 8 and 13, 8 and 5, 13 to the power 2, 169 plus negative 6 and negative 4 and negative 6, it will be
negative 10,
to the power
100,
2,
negative
100. No,
100.
power 2, it's mean remove
Yes,
the negative. The answer must
Oh,
be
yes,
positive.
yes.
The answer must be positive.
Okay.
So because of that, you
Yes.
say, if you say 6 minus 4,
269.
6 plus 4, it will be the same as negative 4 minus 6, all to the power 2, which is 269.
Yes.
Who can solve this one with me? Please raise your hand. If you want to solve, if you need to solve, just raise your hand. Mansoor? Okay, Mansoor.
Okay.
Solve it.
Okay.
Zaki will solve the next one.
Root. So it'll be the square root
Okay, Mn is equals to the
square root of negative 3
yes,
plus 2.
no, negative 3 minus 2.
The
The formula is minus. We just make
Yeah,
it plus.
yeah.
When this one is minus negative 2, it will be plus 2.
Yeah. And then the square plus parentheses, and then negative 2 minus 4.
All to the power 2.
Yes.
So it would be equals negative 5 to the power 2.
To 25.
Okay. Plus
36 plus 36.
36, which equals?
Yes. 25 plus 36, which is?
That's 1 and 61.
Yes.
Okay. Zaki?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you solve this one, please?
Yeah. JK.
Okay. JK.
Is equal to under root.
Okay.
And then parentheses.
And
then negative 3 minus 4 squared plus negative 7 minus 3 squared.
Negative 7 minus 3
3
squared, which equals?
Which is equal to 14. The first one is equal to 14.
How 14? Negative 3. Just a minute.
4 plus 7.
Negative 3 and negative 4 is?
Oh yeah, 49. Sorry, 7 squared.
So it will be 49. The square root of? 49 plus?
Negative 3. 81.
How 81?
1 second.
مخ ما في. Negative 7 and negative 3.
40.
إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون.
100.
How come? Negative 7, you lose 7, then you lose another 3. When we was playing, if you remember, when we was playing PlayStation last day, you lose from me 7. Then the next time you lose 3. It means you lose 10 times. So it will be 10 raised to the power 2 equals 100, which equals the square root of
149.
149. Thanks. So that's all about the lesson. If there is any problem, we can repeat it, no problem. If you have any question, we can solve
Mr.
it.
Islam?
Yes.
Mr. Islam?
Yes.
Mr. About the homework for the last lesson, Mr. You didn't send it in class.
Yeah.
Just solve the question with me, because instead of using instead of solving the homework, you can solve it now because we have enough time. So that's the homework. The guide practice, that's the homework. So you can solve it now with me because we finished the lesson. So you can solve it now with me.
But Mr. For the last lesson, Mr. Can I find in the book
I will send the worksheet, no problem. But the problem is because I was preparing the video, so I don't have enough time to solve.
Okay.
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 Just a minute.